Hey, this is Shadow with Tactical Airsoft Supply here in Layton, and today visiting me is Zander from the Tactical Airsoft Supply in Salt Lake, doing a joint op at Milsom City today. So today we wanted to kind of go over 3 of the general types of gear that people use, such as plate carriers, chest rigs, and some more minimalist style plate carriers, such as a JPC. Now to kind of begin with, this is the Emerson Tactical JPC that we sell. I really like these ones because, it's got a 10 by 12 plate, so you've got a lot of maneuverability with the gun in front of you. Skeletonized cummerbund, still got Molly on it. Molly in the front and back with 3 built-in mag pouches, so you can store your M4 magazines. And then to turn it over, we've got the LBT1694A. You want to cover that?
Yep, so this one's actually a Bravo, so it's a lot bigger than most 1694s, as in it's got another 2 Molly places, which actually makes a huge difference as far as, my carry capacity on here. Where you can look, I've got M4, 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 or these 2 can be used for AK. I use both. And then this is a Ajax insert that holds PPQ, M9, or 1911. Kind of a one-size-fits-all. And, you can really do the same thing with the JPC, which is really nice, or even the chest rig.
I really like the padding on this, too. Like, something like this is more minimalist, but with something like this, if you have a lot of load-bearing equipment, it's got a lot of padding to cushion it.
Exactly. It comes down to the weight, where the JPC is going to be for your lighter guys who are running, like a shotgun. They're running just their M4, their HPA, where they're not going to be, in the field with 20 magazines for, a 3-day firefight, where this guy's built more for, the long haul, where I've got the full, patrol pack that I actually just, attach to my Molly through. I've got my full medical kit, and then, of course, all the mags, screen gas, everything I need to fight and keep fighting, whereas this is something where, you're more likely going to have, your bag of BBs in your backpack. You're going to need someone to, reach in and grab them for you. It's going to be more like you go to respawn to reload, whereas this is, you are the reload
station.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely like this one a lot because, I've got my Haley Strategic flat pack on there. To me, this is more of a QRF style plate carrier, to where it's just going to carry what you need on the rig itself. So having it so minimalist like this allows you to be really fast, and something like this. A little bit of a
smaller target. That's something that a lot of people don't keep in mind when they're buying their gear, and that's a huge thing that I tell to the newbies that come by and stuff, is you don't want to go out and buy the biggest, fattest plate carrier you can, because it's going to cover you up more, because honestly, with this guy, you're going to get a lot more hits in a lot of the dumb places where, maybe I'm sticking out behind a tree or something, my backpack's exposed, whereas this guy's going to be a lot, little bit more sleek. Again, this is a war kit. That's more of a, insertion kind of deal. And of course, they can cross. You can, I could take this backpack off and run it as a slick 1694, and, he could add a backpack to that guy and run it as a JPC, with a heavier load. So the options are still there, but you need to keep in mind, that just how much weight and how much heat you're going to be given, which, heat is the big thing with Utah, because, we play in the desert a lot of times. Even with indoor, you're sweating like a pig by the 2nd or 3rd game. And that's really where chest rigs come into play, where you don't lose the cargo capacity. Like on this guy, this one holds like 3 M4 per pouch right here, or it holds AK. I like to have, the mix of the 2. And then I've got my little pouch on here that's on top of another 5 M4 magazines. So I've got 5 M4, off to my left-hand side. When you're setting your rig up, that's really important. You make it easy for your, your dominant hand to still be on the gun, so you can keep that, that 1 round in the chamber pointed the enemy's direction. That way, when you're swapping your mag and you do get snuck up on, it's not going to be, like you're sitting there cross-legged.
Yeah, I definitely like the chest setup, because this way you don't have all that Molly real estate right up here, so your range of movement is a lot better when you're trying to get down low.
So
really
much
get up
lighter.
on that gun.
And the thing with like the 1694, again, that I really, I switch between the 2. I really like both of them. I will wear this outdoors and whatnot. I wear it to most Milsom ops and stuff like that. But I've been running towards my chest rig a lot more often than I used to, just because, once I got onto where I'm usually using, less magazines, I'm using less, I'm just going out in the field and playing a lot more pick-me-ups, I'm using my chest rig. But again, for those big, Milsom ops, this guy's nice,
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely like the protection real estate too. Having the plates there is definitely an added security if you don't want all those really painful shots to the chest.
Yeah, for sure. I think we can all agree that, the nice little shot just like right there, that's a usual place. Or what's nice is with the JPCs, the one thing you have to be aware of is that shot you got all right there, all up along the giblets that you're exposed to.
I totally have suffered from that myself too.
Yeah, the belly button shot will happen even with this guy, where this is a Bravo. It's a bigger carrier. It carries a lot. It covers a lot more of me. I should have gone with an Alpha, but I just prefer the more space. And with these guys, it still hangs down, but you will get a belly shot. You will get those, tight, nasty spots. So don't be buying a plate carrier for protection as far as airsoft goes, because you're still going to get hit in all those stupid little crappy spots, you know, like you're going to hit between the knuckles, you're going to get shot, you know, between the eyewear and your mesh right here at some point, and, you know, you think about it, hey, kid's going through a high cap a game, that's 500 rounds, you know, what's the chances of those landing in a very, you know, nice light spot? They're probably going to hit you in some crappy place.
The one thing I do like about the JPC platform like this is that since it has the 3 built-in mag inserts right here so that you can put them in, it's really important to orientate your mag so that it's most effective for you on the battlefield. You don't want your mags maybe inserted in this way when you're a right-hand shooter, because that way when you go in you have to flip your mag in some funny angle in order to get it in, and under pressure that sucks.
Yeah, you're going to sit there and be, you know, trying to reload while the guy moves up on you. So it's really key that you put your stuff where you want it. You know, you can look here where he's got his radio off to his left side. The left side is, you know, key for anything where you're going to be using your hands, because, again, you want to keep that gun up. And even if you have a sling, even if you're dropping your rifle down and it's chilling in front of you, you want to be able to go back to that as quickly as possible. And again, you also want to think, if you are slinging your rifle, not to have pouches that are going to conflict and catch on it. Another thing that's you really want to keep in mind with your rigs and stuff, especially with like running a JPC versus like a plate carrier, is going to be, you know, that stuff where it is. So, you know, again, placement is key with, you know, how you're accessing stuff. Again, if you're a right hand, you want to be, you know, keeping your, essentially, you want to keep your right side clear, so that way, you know, when you're going up to move on stuff and say I do sling my rifle and it's chilling, you know, kind of towards the middle, it's not going to be getting caught. Where, you know, you can see right here I've got my pistol, and then I kept these a little bit lower so they're not conflicting with each other. So I still got access to an AK mag and my my sidearm, you know, just like that. So it's kind of like a man purse, let's be honest here. We're not going to, you know, sit and lie to you and say that it's this beautiful thing. It's pretty much a fanny pack that you wear on your chest. All right, you're carrying all your goods. So, you know, you can see with mine, I got my pistol up here. I've got M4, AK, or M4 up there, whatever I prefer. I usually run a battle belt as well to hold more of my mags. We'll talk to you about that later in probably a different video, but just go over really quick where you can see how a lot of these pouches have multiple uses, and that's the big thing that I like. Is this one's for a 40mm grenade, but I use it for a pistol mag.
Reversibility. Yeah,
and the big thing is, you know, reusing that stuff, so I'm not, you know, like, I use these guys either for a pocket knife or for, you know, a pistol mag, or I'll use it for, you know, this or that. I use, like, this grenade pouch on the side here. I usually put my balaclava in there just so I can, you know, whip that guy out if I want to wrap my neck.
Heck, even at the Tactical Airsoft Supply, either location, you can get kind of the taco-style magazine inserts to where you can, you know, put an AK mag, you can put an M4 mag, various other magazines just by upholstering. So universality is awesome, because that way you can switch platforms like that.
The big thing that I see a lot of people do is they go and they start out real strong, and they go and they buy a whole lot of expensive gear that they end up not using. They buy like a whole bunch of pouches because they're just assuming that they're going to be, you know, Call of Modern Battlefield 7.
Yeah, I totally got you.
You know, they want the giant rig with all this stuff. You really want to cut it down to your basics. Like, I've got, you know, my green gas in my pouch right here, so I can actually gas my mags with one hand while, you know, holding my pistol up, which is really nice. You know, you can see how this guy, I can use it for water bottle as well, and then, you know.
I totally think if I had a tip for a beginning airsofter, it would be get yourself a solid working gun. I'd recommend an Ajax Customs rifle due to their huge reliability and their warranty.
I beat the crap out of mine consistently. Yeah. Like, I'm really hard on guns. Though I sell them, I probably break them just as often. So the thing is, with these customs, I've, you know, dropped it, been really hard on it. It still fires. I took it to Rhodesian Revolt, which was the game Weapon Blender hosted, you know, this year summer. Sure. And I was on the tank crew driving behind the, you know, war machine with the dust kicking up into my rifle, and I still was able to function at the entire 3-day event.
So I'd get that really solid working rifle right off the bat, and then when you're out there in battle, you're like, maybe I want to sling because this weapon's getting really heavy. Boom, you know what to buy next, instead of buying pouches that you don't even know you need yet.
Yeah, that's a big thing, or buy like a very simple rig by Molly.
Right.
Buy Molly. That's all I'm going to stress. Is I see a lot of guys where they go out and they buy the just the tactical vest, and they're great. They're great if they fit your needs. If you're only needing, you know, like a quick, simple, you know, pistol here. If you're running like a nice little CO2 that isn't way too much, where it's not going to fly out that holster. If you're just running the 2M4 and you just want a light rig because you're not playing all the time, or you use it for your shooting, use your regular AR or whatever. But the thing with those guys is you lose all of the options. So if you're a lefty and it's set up for a righty, well, sorry, you're just going to have to bite it. You already bought the thing. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. It's sewn together. These guys, I can go ahead and say, hey, you know, whatever. Hey, if I lose my left arm to a husky attack or something crazy like that, I can move all my stuff over.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
that night. It'll take me a while, single-handedly, you know, as I nurse my wound. But the thing is, I can move all of that. I can change it. And where if I go and I buy an AK, and I had just M4, I can get some pouches that are going to fit for both, or I can go with, the slicker guys like down here, where those are made, specifically for M4.
Yeah,
So,
I totally agree.
bring it on back to the JPC over here. When you look at these guys, it's really nice as far as, patch space and stuff goes as well. They do give you the option. A lot of JPCs do give you the cummerbund, which is the thing that wraps up under.
Skeletonized Molly.
Yeah, so that guy's the Skeletonized Molly, and you can either do that regular cummerbund, or you can do something like this, where it's the original Molly. Sorry, I still got a bunch of grass and crap in there. But that's how you know she's used.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really like the Skeletonized Molly because it still provides all that real estate, but you got all the holes in it, so that it provides a lot of airflow. And the thing I like about
airflow and a place to be shot. So
yeah, there's pros and cons to it, definitely. And having a plate carrier up here, it has the Velcro space so you can have identification patches, such as your call sign. So that's also another great option.
Yeah, and the thing is, let's be honest, Airsoft isn't about shooting each other, it's about the patch collecting. So the big thing, if you're really going for like that patch real estate, and go ahead and get like one of those little condor, plate things, it gives you the pistol mag, the command pouches, those guys are like $10, and you can slap that on the back of your rig, slap all your patches and all that fun stuff on there. Usually most rigs come with, you've got your full Molly all down here, and then usually this is Velcro. Like
it's nice because the Velcro is Molly too.
Yeah, usually the Velcro, actually is Molly with Velcro on top of it, which is really nice, where you can see how I can still weave stuff through there if I really wanted to, and just gives you that option there. Another thing we wanted to bring up would be holsters and stuff like that. A lot of people, they run them on their hip. That's usually the average thing. That's usually what I do. I've just moved over with Airsoft to putting it all on my rig, because if I have everything centralized, it's a whole lot easier than having, like, again, I do run a battle belt sometimes, but I'd much prefer having my pistol up here where I can still reach it. Rifle slings to the side, it's boom, it's right there, it's easy.
That's why I really like the Serpa platform of hard holsters, because you got the Molly strike cloth, so you can put it on the Molly, you have the paddle mount, you have the belt mount, you have the drop leg mount.
It gives
so
you
can
options.
Put it anywhere, and you can go run around, and it's not going to flop everywhere like those cloth holsters, and you can draw it in a really clean stroke and still be able to hit what you need to.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing that we totally breeze through would be fit. You want to make sure you buy the plate carrier that's right for you. You don't want to go getting something, again, if I'm like a larger dude, 220 pounds, 6'5", and I get really hot really easy, I'm probably not going to want to get something that totally wraps my whole body Payday 2 style, because I'm a cook in that thing. But if I'm, 5'2", I'm tiny, I'm very skinny, I'm probably going to want something like a Chester or
I
JPC.
love the 10x12 style plates.
Yeah, and usually the 10x12 is pretty average for just about every plate carrier on the market, unless you, specifically go for the large, medium, extra,
Yeah, totally.
Unless it's designated on there. But, yeah, the big thing is going to be fit and making sure that your stuff doesn't jump all over the place. Like with my chest rig here, you can see that I've got tape on there, and that's just to keep these guys from moving all over the place. I like to keep it nice and quiet. So when I'm moving with this, mostly, the only thing you're going to hear is if I've got a high cap.
Yeah, avoid dangling items.
Yeah,
if you're running, it's just going to sit there and shake. That's why I don't like high caps personally. I like the mid caps just to the stealth factor and the really good feeding in my weapon.
Yeah, for sure. And mids are a huge thing. You can tell my rigs are built for mids, where I can carry a whole bunch of different magazines very easily. And you can see even with this rig that I'm still, I haven't buckled the back end, but I can still, use a vehicle or get into a car, get inside of buildings very, very easily. I still have my full range of motion right here. Whereas my plate carrier, I'm going to be a lot more restricted. I'm going to need to have someone watching my back, whereas this, I'm a lot more light on my feet, a little less likely to get hit as well. Okay, so this is for all you mill simmers out there, like the guys who are really, really into Airsoft, like me and him over here, where we like to, put on all the gear, put on the nice, heavy, heavy stuff, and go sweat to death in the desert. It's a great time. These guys, as far as plates are concerned, you do want to be careful what plate carrier you buy. The thing is, I love Condors. They're great PCs. They make really awesome pouches. I'm pretty sure I've got a Condor pouch on this guy. So yeah, like my med pouch is Condor. They make awesome pouches. Their rigs are great if you're using them for Airsoft. If you're using them for any sort of profession or anything like that, so you're a cop or whatever, you don't want to put plates in that. They're not going to hold.
Yeah, for mill simmers, I would definitely recommend something like maybe LBT, Mayflower, Eagle Industries. There's a ton of other really nice brands out there that can suit your needs really well. Even Cry.
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you're wanting to dump the money on Cry, and again, that stuff, it is going to be more expensive. For like your 1694, you're probably going to be paying around $650 for a new one if you're getting it in like mass gray or something like that. You do want to keep that in mind, that your LBT and your LBX and stuff is going to be a lot more expensive, but you can get, the off-brand of those guys, which would be
Emerson, TMC,
Emerson,
Lancer
TMC.
Tactical, the list goes on.
Yeah, and I mean, even Lancer, they make awesome chest rigs and all that good stuff. I probably wouldn't use them for real plates. I would most likely go with, hey, your life's on the line, I'd spend the extra couple $100.
Emerson, Lancer Tactical, those are all steered toward airsofters. Those aren't bad brands at all.
Emerson actually does fit real plates and will hold them, so we know that.
This is an Emerson carrier.
Yeah, that's an Emerson carrier. It can handle it. Those ones are made out of the legitimate multicam stuff. They're not made out of, like the single stitch. And the big thing is also where your carrier comes from, which is something I want to touch on is just real quick. If you're buying it from China or something like that and it's single stitch, that means that it's probably going to fall apart on you. You want to keep that in mind when you're buying gear for sure, especially if you want it to last. You don't want to be buying a new rig every year. That's going to get very expensive and very annoying really quick. You want to be able to buy a couple of them, find out what you like, and stick to one. Like, I've been running this guy solid for about 2 years, still moving stuff
that's
around.
a really awesome thing. So if you're sticking to that one rig, it's going to really build on muscle memory and speed reloading and knowing your equipment. That's all going to come with time and muscle memory with rocking that same rig.
And it's full of my sweat, so it's mine. Nobody can copy this. It's just absolutely disgusting. But the thing that makes these guys, a lot better than the competition, again, is going to be that they're double stitched. They've got that really nice thick threading in there. They're not using, cheap thread. They're not using, pirated materials. They're using legitimate, Cordura, all that good stuff where you're not getting the, where you're saving a bunch of money, but you're getting screwed in the end. This is really the way to kind of watch your back there and spend a little bit more up front. A lot of our places, like we do layaway as well, so if you want, you can come in and make payments and, save up for that thing. So if you're, again, I wouldn't recommend the 6094 as like your first carrier.
If you wanted to come in and try out the rigs that we sell.
Oh yeah, we'd put them on all the time.
Yeah, we will fit them to you. If you don't know how to do it, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit us up in the comment section below. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then, again, for test fitting and stuff like that, for chest rigs, don't be ashamed to use a little bit of tape to hold your, stuff down. Like with this guy, this is an LBT chest rig. This is a nice chest rig, and I still have tape on it. Like, I still put on,
I used to have tape on this.
This is a Condor pouch, like, it's normal to have that on there, so don't, like, feel bad if you're, you're wrapping something with a little tape, for the day, or just making it work. Because that's honestly all it is it comes down to, you look at the SF guys and stuff, and they're running around in, like, crap that they made out of zip ties and like a hanger with 10 minutes of time to prep. It comes down to the person, not the gear. So
definitely you're gonna keep in mind though when you buy this gear is that this gear is not going to make you a better player. The amount of time that you spend training and the time that you spend perfecting your skill and becoming a better player is going to make you. The gear is just assisting you in what you're trying to achieve.
Exactly, yeah. So don't think that you're just going to go out there, buy a nice carrier, buy some Cry Precision pants,
and then you're going to be a basics. That's not how it works.
No, it's not how it works at all. I've seen guys where it's, their first time playing, they're in a hoodie and jeans, and they just slay everybody out there.
Dude, they stack bodies.
So,
it's so funny.
it gets crazy. So, don't let gear be a thing that lets us, divide each other for sure. Like, if I'm, wearing my chest rig, I'm not going to come over here and bully him.
Like, that JPC guy.
His JPC, and he's not going to be all like, oh, he doesn't even have plates in, It's just we're going to go look and go, I like what you do with
that guy's effective. Because that works for him. Now let's go stack bodies together.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a big thing you do want to keep in mind is, it's gear is not something to judge people on. And what I said, like with the TAC vest earlier, that's not calling anyone out. It's not saying they're crappy. I'm not, being mean to any brands. I'm just saying that you lose a lot of the modularity where you're not getting the options. So you want to keep that in mind. Yeah, and then we want to give out some like Instagram shout-outs to our really cool friends and stuff. We're actually, we were both part of a rap music video recently.
Oh yeah.
And that's for an artist named goes by Emerson.
Elm Studios.
Yeah, and it's put together by Elm Studios, and we played as like the SWAT team in that. We're going to go ahead and post up a link to the preview trailer. That's going to be dropping October 7th if you want to check that out. It was a whole lot of fun to shoot.
It was.
So much SUV, fun. Cameramen flying everywhere.
Chase. Oh my gosh.
Getting to yell at these guys, everybody getting thrown in the dirt.
Muffins for days.
So, chocolate muffins for days. So, it was a really good time. We'd love for you guys to check that one out. And then, just go ahead and drop any questions you have in the description. It's really key that, if you don't know something, you find it out.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are interested in any of the gear that we kind of went over today, you guys can come visit Zander at the Tactical Airsoft Supply in Salt Lake City or me at Tactical Airsoft Supply in Layton. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and hit us up.